And good morning, everybody. Welcome, Hot Takes Goodman and Hurdle. Bruce, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good, Eric. How about you on this Tuesday? Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're
looking two weeks away from what we think will be the first of the two so-called ramp-up days
right.
for the Broncos. So, yeah.
How much access are we getting starting next week?
I don't think too much on the rookies, no.
Yeah.
Rookies will be in the middle of next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. So they'll get a little time with boots on the ground before we all convene the week after when veterans report. I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah. You know what? This has a chance to be a special season.
It does. I agree.
When's the last time we said that?
When you start looking around, and it's not like you or I look ever for validation in other places, but when you read as much as we do about forecast and expectations and things of that nature, the Broncos inevitably are mentioned in just about everyone's list for Super Bowl contenders. Not the first list. That first list has the tried and the trues, the Bills and the Chiefs, and the regular suspects.
Yeah.
But the next level is where the Broncos are solidly expected to be. And that's exciting. It really is. Yeah.
All right, real quick, I want to tell you about a roller auction, the leader in Colorado auctions for over 45 years. On Wednesday, the Larkspur Outlet and Home Improvement Store is clearing out excess inventory, including structure wood, fencing, decking, bathroom, kitchen, laundry room accessories, light fixtures, contractor tools, and more. Online bidding has started at rollerauction.com. Get notifications about upcoming auctions at rollerauction.com. Get notifications again, rollerauction.com. Get what you want at the price you want today at a roller auction. Time now for the lead.
The lead is presented by Smokin' Dave's Barbecue. It is not just the best barbecue in town, it is one of the best restaurants in town. You can find Smokin' Dave's Barbecue off 36th and Pecos.
Outside of you and me, I think pretty much everybody has their top 100 list in the NFL.
Lists. It's a list season right now.
When are we putting ours together, or should we just steal from everybody else's? And talk?
Why not, right? Yeah. If we have everyone else's list, it gives us fodder to kind of break it down as we please.
That's right. Okay, with that, CBS Sports' Pete Prisco did his top 100 list. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Guys on that list were Pat Surtain, he was top 10. Quinn Miners, I think he was like 51. And then Garrett Bowles was in the 70s.
Yeah.
NFL.com just did their list. And when we had the conversation a couple of weeks ago, I said to you, and I think you agreed, that Zach Allen should probably be on the list. But when you look at all the players on the top 100 list, it's like it's a who's who of who's more impressive than the next guy. Even if somebody is sitting at 37 and somebody is sitting at 64, both guys are impressive. So you think, well, who do you take off to put on another guy? Well, Zach Allen is on this list, so I guess somebody got taken off of the list from Pete Prisco. With that, where does Zach Allen rank to you as far as most important players on defense?
For me, he would be probably – I think probably number 2.5, 3. I mean, if you judge that a corner or an edge rusher is going to be your most important guy, and by the way, not much of an argument has to be made for those positions, and especially the way that Pat Surtain plays it, because when you take away that much of the field, as I've talked about a lot over the years with you, the value of a player like that really can't be summed up, at least not in dramatic fashion. I mean, right? And an edge rusher obviously impacts the game every time that they hurry a quarterback up, knock him on the ground, or sack him. But internally, what you're doing with the inside run game and the ability to pressure the quarterback, which is what Zach Allen does. He's a two-headed monster. You can make the argument that after Pat Surtain, he is probably the next most important guy, with all due respect to Nik Bonitto and guys like that. So I would listen to him as the 2.5, 3, something like that, but clearly one of the top 3 guys on defense.
Well, you know who might make that decision for us? The Broncos.
Yes.
Both those guys are due new contracts.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a sign to us, or will it be a coincidence if they sign both guys, but who gets signed first is the most important guy?
That's all left to interpretation, and
Yeah.
so that's great, and it's fodder for us on talk radio to kind of parse through the inner meanings of who comes first, and
Okay, so
or if
I'll
it
ask,
even
okay.
gets done for right.
Hold on. Okay, so
Yeah.
who should the Broncos sign first of those two? Who's the priority? I guess that's the question. So you called Zach Allen 2.5, right?
Right.
So that means it's a coin flip between him and Bonitto.
Yes.
If you could pick one guy to come back, who would it be?
If I had to only pick one guy to come back,
Yeah. You know how I know you're thinking about your answer?
then I
You know
would
how you
say,
know people are thinking about their answer. They repeat the question so they have more time to think.
well, first of
Who am
all,
I picking?
I just don't care, about who's first. But if you're asking me to put them in order, I think it would be Zach Allen, then Nik Bonitto.
In terms of order of importance.
It's
You can pick one guy to come back. Who are you picking? Period. You can only sign one guy. Surtain's going to be back. You can either have Zach Allen or you could have Nik Bonitto. Who's coming back? Both guys are going to get paid handsomely.
probably Bonitto.
Is it because of age?
That has something to do with it.
When you look at the draft, is there somebody in the wings that can fill a position? Not perfectly.
Well,
Not
this
the
is
same
this
guy.
is why, to me, if we're going to order the 4 players that are looking for extensions right now, John Franklin Myers, as much as I like him, and I like him a ton,
Yep.
would probably be further down the list, because I do think that they have added players and have players at that position
Yes.
that they can continue to develop and count on.
Yep.
You and I, everyone should know that when you get a meaningful edge rusher that can consistently dictate how a game is being played just by the pressure that he is able to assert, you have a guy that is just a different kind of player. So for me, Bonitto probably, and they've got guys that can do that too. Right? Ellis is a guy that we haven't seen the full effects of his ability.
Correct.
Got edge rushers that can do those things, but Bonitto is a guy that has proven it now. 13.5 is 13.5 sack.
Right.
He is a difference maker in football games. He's proven it. No reason to expect that won't continue. So, I think that they're probably better suited to absorb a loss, maybe in the middle right now, than a proven guy on the edge. But I wouldn't want to lose either one of them. And I think they will pay both of them. I think that Allen and Bonitto will both get good extensions. Then after that, with John Franklin Myers and Cortland Sutton, we'll wait and see.
Okay. With that, I want to shift gears a little bit to the Rockies. And who doesn't want to talk about the Rockies or hear about the Rockies?
Well,
but I think this is kind of important. Chase Dollander, I don't want to overreact, sent down to AAA.
Yeah.
He has really, really struggled, specifically at home. Yeah. On the road,
pretty good.
He has a 4.25 ERA.
Yeah.
It still isn't very good. But compared to his ERA at home, which is over 9, that's a big problem. With that, considering he's the top pitching prospect, and this team has always been very shallow in the pool when it comes to talent at the pitching position, and they're kind of pinning their hopes on this guy, is this reason for concern, or, hey, he's just a young guy?
I don't think there's anything wrong with the whole idea at the All-Star break coming up. The timing is good to send him for a reset. We're talking about a guy that, even though he's 2-9 with a 638, he has 6 quality starts, for instance. So, I mean, it's not like he has given them some really nice moments, but they've only been moments. He hasn't been able to locate his fastball. He's not a swing and miss guy, which is a little disappointing right now, especially with the velocity that he has and the number of pitches he throws. He's a guy that does throw 4 different pitches, but he's having problems locating, especially his fastball. When you get the fastball up in a place like Denver, that's trouble, because if guys catch up with that, the ball is going to go out of the yard. He's given up 15 home runs. He has been really hurt by the long ball, especially early in games. I like Chase Dollander a lot. I think he's going to be fine. He has.
Whoa.
I think he's going to be fine. I think he's I think he's going to be fine in terms of being a pitcher that can win them games when you roll him out there. I think that by next year, I think by this year, he will clearly be the guy that you look upon as, we've got a chance to win a ball game when he goes out there. I mean, I really feel that way. And Austin Gomber's had some nice moments. Kyle Freeland has had some nice moments. Herman Marquez is a guy that I'd try to trade right now. I think he's got some value just because he's got arm strength and he's a swing and miss guy. So to me, Dollander is still the guy. I wouldn't worry about it too much at this point. By all indications, he's a very strong-willed individual. He's not deterred by his start, but he's got to work on some things. And over the All-Star break at AAA is a good place to do it in relative anonymity.
This is how sad it is for the Rockies organization when it comes to anticipation of a draft pick getting into the big leagues and hopefully making a major impact at the pitching position. When I interviewed here in Denver at Fox 31, as I was leaving, the Rockies drafted Jeff Francis. Or either they drafted him or he made his major league debut. It was one of the two. It happened in 2000 and the year was 2004, so it was in the summer. Can't remember if he was drafted or he just made his first start.
Right.
The next guy where there was anticipation was for Kyle Freeland. Then you throw in Dollander. 3 pitching prospects we've looked forward to watching in 20 years.
Yeah.
If this guy does not pan out, what do they have? Because no one in the rotation is going to be sustainable long term. Is anybody really? That you look at and go, okay,
no.
Here.
No, you're looking at
age, talent, so on and so forth.
You're looking at Dollander and Palmquist, who's had some nice moments up. He's back down right now. Those 2 arms, I think, are legitimate big league arms that can get outs in the big leagues. Dollander's had very little, in a lot of games, very little run support, which is a problem. I'm not spinning anything for Chase Dollander, and I don't mean to. I mean, I'm a baseball guy.
Can I cut you off real quick?
Go ahead.
By you saying and implying, I'm not saying you meant it this way. By saying he hasn't got a lot of run support, is kind of makes me think when Roger Clemens had like a ERA under 2 and had a losing record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I get that you're not getting run support. His ERA at home is over 9.
Yeah.
His ERA on the road is over 4. I don't want to hear about run support. Just don't.
Well, I
don't want to hear about run support. His
good.
ERA is sitting at about 6. That's
then you can choose to not listen to that part of the argument. But when pitchers don't get run support, especially young pitchers early in their career, they tend to press. And when they tend to press, they tend to make pitches that they don't need to make. You don't have to be perfect. I would. Anybody that's throwing the baby with the, and I'm not saying you're doing this at all. I know where you are on Chase Dollander. Anybody that's throwing the baby out with the baby water on Chase Dollander is making a very silly decision. He is a guy that has already proven that he can eat innings. How he eats those innings are obviously far more important right now than his ability to do so. But knock on wood, and I'm doing it, he has stayed healthy. He has delivered innings, and in 15 starts, he has delivered 40% quality starts.
Yep.
I mean, it'd be nice if it was 60%, because you really need a guy that starts in this day and age to get you into the fifth inning. To get you to the sixth is even better.
Right.
But I will admit this. He is still very much a work in progress.
I'll tell you what's sad. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's watching things on a screen that are ranked, and they just keep changing all the time. So what do I mean by that? According to MLB.com, do you know who the Rockies' top prospect is?
Right this moment, no.
Yeah, it's Charlie Condon. Okay?
Yeah.
Then number
down
2
in
is
Spokane. Oh, no,
right.
I guess he's in Hartford now, right? He's in
He's
Double
with
A
the Yard
now.
Goats.
Yep. He's in
6'6",
Hartford.
all strapping 216 of them. He's number 1. He's a Double A. Cole Carrick is number 2. He's a Double A. Robert Callas, he is Single A. He's number 3 on the list. Brody Brecht, a right-handed pitcher, is in rookie ball. The reason why I'm bringing up those 4 guys is this. Those are the new guys, Bruce, at the top of the list. But at one point, Zach Veen was on top of that list. At another point, Dollander was 1 or 2 on that list.
Mm-hmm.
At another point in time, Drew Romo was 1 or 2 on that list. And all of those guys have been disappointments. I know it's early. I know it's early for Dollander. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's still disappointing that he has gotten shelled. Now, I'm not suggesting he's not going to bounce back. Listen, you can't argue with being sent down.
Oh, no, not at all.
Because you're not playing well. So let's just call it like it is. He's not playing well. That's okay. He's a young kid. Hopefully he winds up getting it together, and hopefully he becomes a legitimate number 2 starter in anybody else's rotation. Because calling him a number 2 starter here, which he's not, you would hope he'd be the ace, right? But if you're a number 2 starter in this rotation, you're probably a number 3 starter someplace else.
Yeah, or worse.
But getting back to those 3 guys, weren't they the guys that we're all looking forward to? Man, we got a catcher in Drew Romo. I've heard his name forever. Now it's Hunter Goodman. And good for the Rockies, they have themselves a catcher. I get it. But Zach Veen, I don't know. Dollander, I don't know. But now we have somebody new at the top of the list, and everybody's favorite guy now is the big kid Charlie Condon.
Yeah, I think that. Well, I mean, the problem is with the Rockies is that they have developed the expectation of mediocrity in terms of drafting and developing. I mean, they have not done a very good job in drafting and developing. So when you look at this, and how long have we been in the youth cycle? 4 years, 5 years now, right? Yep. The young guys. And right now you can make an argument, and it would only be an argument. It's not, you can't put your cards down and say it's a winning hand.
Yep.
With Ezekiel Tovar, Brenton Doyle, who, by the way, is having a bad year offensively.
Yeah.
But those 2 guys they're Gold Glove players. They have been proven players at the big league level. Hunter Goodman, who is a legitimate all-star this year. So those are 3 young guys that they have developed. And credit to them, they have done a good job developing. The other guys that you've talked about, where we are right now with Beck and Veen and Dollander, Palmquist, some of these young guys, Romo. I think I'm not going to say he's done in this chain, but Hunter Goodman is going to be the starting catcher in this franchise now, probably for the next 8 years, unless, something happens with injury and stuff. Now, you always are looking to develop catchers. You want to be strong up the middle, but no. So, I mean, there is an inherent skepticism that everyone has, and rightfully so, about the Rockies and their ability to develop talent. And that's where we are right now. Hey, what are they? 19-69, 19-70. I mean, they're 21-70. I mean, their record speaks for itself, period.
Yep. Well, here. So we know where this team is at the big league level. How are they doing at the minor league level? As we're talking about Zach Veen, and we're also talking about Drew Romo and Dollander. So let's just, for fun, I'm not going to count a Brody Brecht, who's fourth on their list, who is playing in rookie ball.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even really pay attention to those numbers. Are you?
No point.
Okay. So let's look at their next top pitching prospect, who is Sullivan, right?
Okay.
I mean, not Sullivan, Carson Palmquist. I'm talking about Sean Sullivan.
Yeah.
Carson Palmquist. He is their seventh highest rated prospect.
I like him.
He's pitching in Double-A, and his ERA is over 7. Right?
Yeah.
So where is the help coming from?
Well, he ironically has a better ERA. I think he has a better ERA in the big leagues this year than he's got in the minor leagues. I hear you. And this is part of what I just said.
There's no hope.
That's the problem. And the inherent skepticism that you have about the Rockies blocks any kind of hope,
right,
because they just haven't proven their ability to develop these players and to deliver them as big league ready. That's the problem.
Right.
And I've often said this, and I will repeat it. Having lots of young players in your system, at the top of your system, is great if the young players can play.
Yeah.
It's not always just about, well, we have all of these young players. Are the young players any good? That's the question that you have to ask.
Right.
I mean, I know that Zach Veen has all kinds of interesting potential. I know he's got great speed. I mean, I understand he's got power, but he can't hit at the major league level yet, period. We saw that earlier this season. He can't do it. So what we're left with is this piece of clay that we haven't been able to develop into anything meaningful or recognizable at the major league level, but we think it has some potential. Well, at some point, thinking that it has some potential has got to give away to the potential being realized.
Right.
And right now, there are 3 guys on the Rockies roster that have proven it from a draft and develop standpoint, that have at least proven it to some degree at the major league level. That's it. That's tough.
Right now, their farm system is like walking into a restaurant in which you found parking easily, because you know restaurant's really good if the restaurant's full. I mean, you got to park right in front. You got the varsity spot right in front, the scholarship spot. The Rockies farm system is like a marginal to bad restaurant that is buffet only. And you're looking around at all the entrees and all the things on, and you're like, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. There's a lot of variety here, but none of that really looks good. And it's all cold. And, you know, you got the Jell-O that is made with cream cheese back in the 1970s. You're like, I don't know if I really want that. Anyway, coming up after the break, how in the world is the NFL going to stop Travis Hunter now that he's with Jacksonville and playing both ways? Travis Kelce apparently has the plan. That's next. Everyone has their favorite sports bar. Mine, the Sportsbook Bar and Grill in Highlands Ranch in the DTC. Both locations are everything a sports bar should be. An upscale menu with 12 different burgers, outstanding wings, and my favorite, the Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. They've got every game on the NFL Sunday Ticket, MLB Extra Innings, NHL Center Ice, NBA League Pass, plus soccer, rugby, and UFC. Sportsbook is a hangout bar or great for private parties. The Sportsbook Bar and Grill in Highlands Ranch, the DTC, and coming soon to Parker. They are the sports bar.
Sasquatch and Wildcard Casinos in Blackhawk have another incredible promotion. They'll be giving away a pair of Spider Cruisers or over $15,000 in cash the weekend of July 18th, just in time for the Sturgis Bike Rally in South Dakota. That's right, your choice, cruisers or $15,000 in cash. Get finalist entries every 45 minutes from 10 a.m. to midnight during their daily cash drawing with a locked-up jackpot of $100 or more. Sasquatch and Wildcard Casinos, loose slots, great promotions, great food, and a family-owned casino that treats you like family.
Everyone has their favorite barbecue spot. Mine, Smokin' Dave's Barbecue and Brew. My favorites, slowly smoked ribs, smoked corned beef Reuben, smoked meatloaf with a portobello balsamic cream sauce. Don't forget about Smokin' Dave's 16-hour smoked brisket and pork with one of their 4 homemade barbecue sauces. Great sides, you bet. Barbecue beans made with pork and brisket and their southern corned bake. Man, you gotta try it. Plus, they have amazing non-barbecue entrees on the menu. Go where I go, Smokin' Dave's Barbecue and Brew in North Denver.
Ferguson's Heating and Cooling is the best in Denver, and their customers agree. Ferguson's has 165 5-star Google reviews, and here's one from Betsy. Highly professional, prompt, and honest. I switched to Ferguson's when I became aware my former company was trying to sell me a whole new system I didn't need. Ferguson's is an honest, working, family-owned business that'll give you a fair price, the highest quality parts and equipment, and they always show up on time. You can trust the Ferguson family like you trust your own family. Go to fergusonsheatingandcooling.com.
Spice up your next night out at Nola Jane and Lodo. Authentic Cajun cuisine like andouille sausage gumbo with dirty rice, crawfish etouffee, as well as 6 different po' boys like soft-shell crab and shrimp. Come in before or after a game at Ball Arena. Host a party or party on their rooftop deck overlooking Market Street during happy hour from 11 a.m. to 5. Plus, Nola Jane caters, delivers, and the kitchen is open late night. Make Nola Jane your new favorite spot to eat, drink, and party like it's Mardi Gras.
Ever wondered where city and county fleet vehicles go when they retire? Now's your chance to find out and score big. Imagine driving away with a great deal on a reliable vehicle. For over 45 years, Roller Auction has been the trusted source for government fleet vehicles and equipment. Trucks, SUVs, sedans, and more, all selling to the highest bidder. Don't miss out. Visit roller.bid/hot takes to get auction updates today. Your next vehicle could be just a click away.
And welcome back. Hot Takes, Goodman and Hurdle. I want to tell you about Nola Jane. If you love Cajun food, you're going to absolutely love this place. It's not just the best Cajun place in town. It's one of the best restaurants in town. So many different things to order. They have, of course, your classic po' boys. They have 6 different ones. The Debris is the classic. And once you finish the first half of the sandwich, you're going to look at it and say, I'm too full. And you're going to wind up eating it anyway because it is just that stinking good. If you like fish, this is really a great place to go. Their blackened catfish over dirty rice is tremendous. And if you want to, put some crawfish etouffee on top, which is absolutely sick. You're going to love their award-winning sausage gumbo. They have something else there that is so unique. It is a spicy barbecue mac and cheese with shrimp. And it is phenomenal. And then you wash it down with a hurricane that are made with real juices, unlike in New Orleans where they load you up with sugar. Nola Jane, they're right down the street from Ball Arena. So when the Nuggets and Avs get going, that should be your pre- and post-game spot. Same with a concert as well. Nobody does it better than Nola Jane in Lodo. Time now for What's Trending.
What's Trending is presented by Nola Jane in the heart of Lodo. No one does Cajun cuisine better than Nola Jane. Go see why their award-winning menu is the best in town.
Well, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce did a little analysis on Travis Hunter, the do-all rookie who is going to be playing both sides of the ball. Kelce appeared on a podcast and gave a simple assessment on what offenses will do to Travis Hunter when he is playing defense, or this is his suggestion. Quote, teams are going to be running all over him and after him. They're going to try and make his day miserable. If he plays corner, they're just going to run deep balls at him all day, just try to tire him out. So why not attack him that way? Is it that simple?
I don't know about it being that simple. It sounds a little too simple for me, but I mean, Travis Kelce knows what he's talking about, I guess. Yeah. Look, I think Travis Hunter is a generational talent.
Yeah.
We've already indicated that. but he's got to do it now at the next level. And people that are just casual about, well, he did it in Division I in the Big 12 and college, and we all understand that. The NFL is a different creature. We should all understand that as well. Different kind of challenges, different kind of coaching, different kind of scheming, and most importantly, different kinds of athletes. It is going to be a challenge for him to be able to establish a beachhead where he is playing. I don't know how many snaps a game, Eric. I mean, is it realistic for this guy to get? But he obviously wants to continue to do it on both sides. Yes, I would say in its most simplistic fashion, making him breathe hard, making him feel you, using a Michael Malone term, is probably the best way to get at him. And in the NFL, you can send a lot of guys his way each and every play, even if you're not going downfield. So I'll be interested to see how they do it. But the fact that it's on people's radar already is pretty interesting to me.
No matter how talented you are, fatigue wins.
Right.
Every single time. And this kid is in amazing
Unreal.
shape. If anyone is geared to play both sides of the ball, it is him. With that, could he potentially, now hear me out here, after Babe Ruth, I don't think anybody truly thought it was possible to dominate on the mound and dominate at the plate at the same time. It has taken nearly 100 years for us to find that guy in Shohei Ohtani. Okay?
Yes.
Rare talent. Deion Sanders playing two sports at the highest level and playing well, really, really well, specifically at football. He was a pretty good baseball player too.
Sure.
Rare talent. Bo Jackson, rare talent. Ready for the Wayback Machine? Babe Didrikson Zaharias.
Yeah.
Rare talent. Jim Thorpe, rare talent. Is the difference between all of them and Travis Hunter fatigue? What do I mean by that? Shohei Ohtani, when he's pitching, yeah, he's going to exert some energy. He's not going to exert a ton of energy at the plate, but on the mound he will. But not the same type of energy as you do running up and down the field, right? As far as Babe Didrikson Zaharias, two different sports. Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson, different sports. The argument that I've heard about fatigue is this for Travis Hunter. It's not like basketball where they're running up and down the floor.
Oh, no.
No timeouts, no whistles. In the NFL, when you add up the number of actual minutes these guys actually play, surprisingly, it's not as much as you think because there's always a break in between plays.
Mm-hmm.
So is that really the thing people are going to hang their hat on who believe Travis Hunter can play both ways in the NFL? That, hey, look at the clock. How many minutes do they really play?
And we're not even bringing into the equation yet the physicality of the game and the number of times the physical contact takes over. You are going to get hit consistently at the National Football League level because it'll be a primary goal of the other team to neutralize your effect in the game. So Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders even were remarkable guys, but they weren't playing a lot of they were playing two different sports, but they weren't playing two different positions within a sport. Deion
Correct.
Sanders, right? But you are asking now, and I know that Travis Hunter, this is what he wants to do. He has stated it, and we appreciate it. In fact, we applaud it. But he's trying to do this at the NFL level. And yeah, you get time off between plays, but if you're on the field all the time in the NFL, the number of chances for you to be injured and for you to miss time because of injury, just because of the fatigue alone, I'll use your term, just the fatigue alone. Don't even take away the just the hits that you take during that time, just the fatigue of playing that much, and the concentration and the mental element of the game that you've got to play in the two positions that he plays, corner and wide receiver. To me, I think it will run its course pretty quickly. I think that we will find him taking a position and playing that position, maybe a subset of plays, and that they can use him in a very small way on the other side of scrimmage. Whatever he ends up doing, if he's a receiver, they'll have a subset for him in a nickel or a dime. If he's a cornerback, they'll have some sort of red zone set or something or other that he can be used as a receiver, but not as a guy that's playing 80, 90 snaps a game. It to me, at the NFL, it has always, to me, seemed unrealistic.
Well, I think there's an inherent bias that you have, I have, and everybody has about Travis Hunter playing wide receiver and cornerback. Who's ever done this before? Outside of the 1940s, when it was a totally different game. Back then, everybody played both ways.
Sure.
We've never seen it done, ever. Not at the level that Travis Hunter wants to do it at. And because we've never seen it before, I got to see it to believe it. So with that, if somebody came up and said, I want to play baseball and football in Major League Baseball and the NFL, that's what I want to do, you'd say this guy's nuts. But you've already seen a track record of a couple of guys who have done it. So you can say, okay, this is possible. In the case of Travis Hunter, again, I'm excluding 1950s going backwards, right? We've never seen it, so we don't believe it until we see it. So we can come up with a whole bunch of things like, well, the game's too physical and the game's too fast. He's going to get knocked around. All of that is true. But because we haven't seen it yet, it's hard to believe it could happen.
Eric, to me, this undertaking will be, my question is it just really important for some reason just to see him to play two positions? Or if I'm the Jacksonville Jaguars, don't I want him to be elite at least in one of those positions?
Right.
How much does it water him down trying to play two positions for the one position we really need him to play at an elite level? Those are the types of
he's the best cornerback on their team and the best wide receiver.
Right. But I mean, at some point, my guess is, and this is just a guess, and I could be totally wrong. And if I am, I will admit it happily.
Yep.
I don't suspect that I will be, but that's neither here nor there. He might excel in both and be such an amazing unicorn that we continue to shake our head in total disbelief. And if that happens, then I will be glad to have been a witness to it. But my guess is that at some point we will see even the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have been very accommodating to Travis Hunter to this point, say, hey, we need to probably push you to one or the other, with the idea that we'll allow you some reps each and every game at the other position, because really the investment is they need him to be elite in one of the two places. I don't think it's realistic to assume that you can be elite in both playing that amount of snaps. I just don't think it's possible.
People say about history, pay attention to your history or you are doomed to repeat it.
Right?
Okay. I believe in history. I believe that you can predict the future in some ways by looking at history, whether you're looking at an individual person, maybe technology, maybe something that's an engineering marvel, so on and so forth. So when I say that, this is what I mean. For Travis Hunter, because nobody has done it before, you're thinking, I don't know if this can be done. But I do believe in this theory, tread on tires. Yes. I believe in life, in sports, we are only given so much tread on tires. And once the tread is gone, it's gone. Hits accumulate. Look at running backs who last 3, maybe 4 years.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter isn't in a position where he's getting hit like a running back, going helmet to helmet every single play like an offensive lineman. I understand that. He's in great shape, but it's not like he's built like Lou Dort
No.
of the Oklahoma City Thunder, where he can absorb a lot of hits. He's a gangly guy. He's muscular. His body fat is probably sitting at about 2.
Yeah.
But even looking at his body type, I'm wondering if he's going to be able to sustain that.
He is a phenomenal talent that I think will equate to the next level. I think it will equate in one position over another. I fully expect at some point sooner rather than later that we will see Travis Hunter becoming a little more, I don't want to use the term specialized, because I think that there will always be an element of, hey, I want to contribute on the other side of the ball. And that can be very valuable for a team. There is no question about it, but not to the detriment of the one position that the Jaguars really need him to be great at, whether it's corner or wide receiver.
Okay. For the most part, you're not going to get into the Hall of Fame if you don't have probably 2 or 3 all-pro teams on your list. Is that fair to say?
Sure.
Okay. What career would you rather have? Would you have a career like Travis Hunter, in which on both sides of the ball, as a wide receiver, you're named to the Pro Bowl 3 times? As a defensive back, you're named as a Pro Bowler 3 times. You make a couple of second-team All-Pros. That's your career, which would
pretty
be
good.
Tremendous. Wouldn't you agree?
Pretty good. Yep, pretty good.
Would you rather have that, playing both sides of the ball, or being a first-team All-Pro 5 times and you're a slam dunk for the Hall of Fame?
Well, I'd take the latter. But I can't relate to his ability in any shape or fashion. I have enough time remembering the 26 letters in the alphabet every morning, let alone trying to play 2 positions at a high level in the NFL. The motivation for Travis Hunter, I respect his motivation, whatever it is. I respect his opportunity to go out and express it as best as he sees fit. I think that this probably needs to be a Travis Hunter recognition. He's the one that needs to be led to the water and then to drink it to figure out where he fits in the NFL. Why in the world wouldn't he think right now, after what he did at Colorado, that he's ready to try the same thing at the same level in the NFL? I respect that tremendously. I think that Travis Hunter is an awfully smart guy. I know that he is, by the way.
Right.
He's an awfully smart guy. And I would think at some point that discretion will probably win out over valor. And by the way, there's no shame in that. I think that just from the standpoint of persevering in a Hall of Fame career and an arc that he is clearly going to start out on, that it makes the most sense to do it in the latter. One position, dominant for the course of 5 or 6 years, one of the best players during the time that he played. If there's anything more than that, I tip my hat.
That's going to do it for us. Hot Takes, Goodman, and Hurdle. Make it the best possible day you can.